Yo. What's going on, man? Today is January the 26th, 2024. It's your boy Chris, and this is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA show, the evening edition. I did do a show earlier this morning for anyone that was looking for a morning show. I don't do them all the time. I don't even schedule them all the time, but I did want to kind of I had a little extra free time this morning, so I figured drop an NBA show. For people that are new, my name is ChrisBeCappinn on Twitter. And we come together daily, Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern time, over on Twitter and over on YouTube. And we handicap these NBA games. We look for value. We're looking to cash tickets on the season. Just get into it and hit the like button for me if you guys can. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, and turn the notification bell on, especially on a day like today, because tomorrow I probably will end up doing a show. But maybe I'll do a show, but you'll never know if you don't hit the notification bell, because if I do go live, it probably won't be at 5 o'clock. I like to do the morning. I like to do the evening. The shows a little earlier on the weekend. So make sure you turn the notification bell on if you're interested in that. Yesterday, gave out 5 plays officially. I was on 3 unders, and those 2 went 1 and 2 on the show. That was the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat, the game to go under. We saw absolutely no defense. It was also Indiana to go under in the Philly game. We saw absolutely no defense. And then we also took Denver and New York, the Knicks, to go under as well. And we did cash that one. The other 2 plays were in the YouTube membership group. And if you guys want access to the YouTube membership group, it is available using the link either in the YouTube description or over on Twitter if you guys just click on the link tree that's posted in my profile. Get you access to the live plays as well as the other plays as well. But the other 2 plays, we doubled down on the Indiana game to go under. So we end up taking the fourth quarter under after all the fireworks, and we end up getting that money back. And then we also added the Sacramento Kings on the money line. I talked about liking the Kings a lot yesterday, and we needed a lot of things to go right. But we did get there with that as well. So 3 and 2 day yesterday, 187, 155 and 3 on the season, plus 26.03 units if you guys are keeping count. But who keeps count? Shout out to everybody in the membership, and shout out to the sponsor as well, OzJam. If you guys, I'm using the software all the time to get the best of the number, no matter what I'm playing, player props, size, totals. If you guys want access to that, you want to try it out, you can sign up using code CBC, get 25% off your first month. If you guys are interested in that, or you have any questions about OzJam, I use the Sportsbook screen page. Definitely shoot me a DM over on Twitter at ChrisBeCappinn, and we will talk through it. Shout out to everybody that's in the comment section as well. What's up, Prolific? I see you in here. Raptors fan says another day, another opportunity. Trey Young, let's get the cash today. So he likes you liking Trey today, or you just quoting him, Raptors fan? What's up, Tasha? Good afternoon to you. Jamie, what's going on? OG Wham, the Don. What up, Wham? Geechee Man, Justin, Rob Maddock, Young Harlow. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, man. Let's see. Khalil says, does the $5.99 subscription come with weekend picks? Absolutely does, Khalil. If I bet anything, I'll let you guys know. It's rare. The only time I'll make a play without sharing it is if I don't have enough time to give it out, right? With the YouTube membership, you guys get emails every single time that I send the play out. So a lot of times, if I'm playing something live, I'll send it out at the end of the first half, so people have enough time to kind of react to it. I don't think that you guys are just sitting around waiting for live plays, but that way you do get an email, so you got to check it real quick. But yeah, if I play anything on the weekends can be tricky, but yeah, $5.99 membership does come with weekend plays. Let's see what else. EQ says smash the like button if you haven't already. I appreciate that. It definitely helps the algorithms as well. Vaughn had a good night last night. Let's run it back. Tachi, exactly. Let's get to the bread. We're going to do just that. What up, JT? Lynette Wells as well. Markel, what's going on, my brother? Malik, he says, good job to your Lakers, my guy. Caruso Stills in the Bulls first quarter kept his bankroll right last night. I'm happy to hear that. I didn't have $1 on the Lakers yesterday. I watched the game. Bulls just never showed up defensively. Wish I had bet the Lakers, but I didn't put anything on it. All right, let's go. Let's get into the games for today. So we got We have, and this total has changed just a tad bit. Let me just update the banner just quickly. All right, so let's get to it. So first game up, we're going to Atlanta tonight. The Atlanta Hawks will be at home tonight. They will be hosting the Dallas Mavericks, the shorthanded Dallas Mavericks now that we know. I talked about this game this morning and talked about wanting to wait on the injury news, right? Because Kyrie Irving was listed questionable. He's out. Dwight Powell is already listed out. And I didn't see anything. I didn't see an update on Clint Capella at all. But Trae Young did just get rolled in, which I kind of felt like he was going to clear concussion protocol and probably play in this spot. So real quick, let me see if I see anything on Capella. Honestly, it really don't matter though. I still think Capella still looks like he's a toss up to play. So still listed questionable with the calf injury. I didn't play this game, but if I'm playing it, I'm looking at Dallas specifically. I just feel like they're the better team of the two. They're 12-8 straight up. The 12-8 against the spread on the road. And I mean, Atlanta has been, for people who are not following, Atlanta's been the worst ATS team all season. So if you just blindly bet against them on the spread, Clint Capella the Atlanta Hawks will have Clint Capella available. So he is ruled in. Some breaking news. Clint Capella is going to play. So if you like Dallas in this spot, you will get you can get a better number because they may even flip to the dog in this spot. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. But like I was saying about Atlanta, Atlanta's the worst against the spread team that we've seen, not just this year, but in a quite a while. They're 8-12 against the number at home, 4-16 overall, 3-7 in their last 10. So just blindly fading Atlanta has been profitable. Not something that I've been doing. Dallas, all 3 straight losses, 3 straight non-covers. This is the first leg of a back-to-back for them. They got to get back home to play Sacramento tomorrow. So I think Dallas turns up in this spot and probably loses to Sacramento tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Atlanta, this team has also lost 3 straight games, and they failed to cover all 3 of those as well. This will be their first game back home after a 2-game road trip. They absolutely got smoked against Sacramento. They got smoked against Golden State. And they lost before they ended the road trip as well. They don't play again until Sunday. They host Toronto in that spot. The Hawks are also 1-7 against the spread in home games with 1 day of rest. And one thing I looked at road favorites off back-to-back losses this season. So, the line indicates that, well, this is when they were favorites. This line is flipped now. They were, what was the number? 25-9 straight up. So not applicable anymore because Atlanta is actually laying 1.5. But yeah, it's still, I didn't look at any player props in this game. Without Kyrie, it's going to be difficult for the Mavs to get it done. But I'm not looking to back the Hawks. And I hope that makes a lot of sense. Let's go to the comment section real quick and see what you guys are on. Anybody like anything here? Young OG reminding everybody to hit the like button. I appreciate that, Young OG. He says, let's get paid. Mr. Nice Guy says Capella is in. I see that as well. Jay's prop says he's taking the under 246. I agree with this, Jay's prop. It's interesting to see the total move up throughout the day. And you got guys not ruled in. I mean, I know Trae Young's ruled in, but no Kyrie. You would think that the total would go down just a tad bit. Another thing I looked at earlier too. The Mavs are actually the Dallas Mavericks are 6-3 straight up, 7-2 against the spread without Kyrie in this season. So they still win games and cover without Kyrie. Just something to kind of take into consideration. Those games are averaging about 238 points, which is well under the total for today. So, but we know Atlanta defense is absolutely atrocious. With Trae Young coming back, it's not going to get too much stronger. So Brian says, I took the Mavs money line. Hope they get it done. Young Harlow says, RIP Kobe. Let's get some winners. Absolutely. Shout out to the GOAT, man. Kobe's my favorite basketball player all times. Bet on JC likes Luka triple-double. No way I could talk you off of this spot, especially after crying to the referees last game and getting the fan ejected for people who were watching. Yeah, it could be a big Luka spot tonight. What up, Will? He says, what up, though, Chris? Let's get some bread, my brother. Hit the like button for our guy. Appreciate that, Will. Definitely reminding people to hit the like button. Also, let's see. Raptors fan says he was quoting Trae Young, but if he had to play anything, it would probably be Tim Hardaway Jr. or DeJounte Murray points. And then Young Harlow says Dallas opened at plus 105 on Bet365. Okay. All right, not a game I'm gonna get involved in. I think I'm gonna sit on the sidelines, but I do lean Mavs plus the point. Plus the point and a half is the way I would take it. Definitely not laying with Atlanta at home. I think the shorthanded Dallas Mavericks can still get the job done. All right, let's go to Houston. This line is still 5. Well, let's go to Charlotte. This line is still 5.5. The total came down from 225 down to 223.5. And this is a game I am interested in. I actually got to play in this game. So don't like the injury news because Jabari Smith Jr. was listed as probable, and then he got downgraded to questionable in the middle of the day. Jayshawn Tate still listed as questionable. I'm not sure if he's going to play or not. And then you also got Tari Eason, who remains out. And these guys are important for the Rockets, in my opinion. I feel like the defense takes a big hit without these three, as we saw in the last game. They were 10-point favorites and gave up, 120 points, I think it was, in regulation to the worst offensive team statistically in the NBA, that being the Portland Trail Blazers. So injury news, let me just make sure I got. So Jabari Smith Jr. is still listed questionable. Jayshawn Tate also tossed up to play. And that, I think those things are important, man, because it is the first leg of a back-to-back. The Houston Rockets actually play in Brooklyn tomorrow against the Brooklyn Nets. And I couldn't talk anybody off fading Houston here. Charlotte has not been looking great, but this is the tale of two evils almost here in this spot, because Houston 4-15 on the road. They're 7-12 against the spread. So if you've blindly been fading them, you've been cashing. They are only 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 games as well. That's super profitable if you've just been fading Houston. They're not the greatest team on the road. Charlotte 5-14 straight up at home. You don't want to back this team. They're 8-11 straight up. 8-11 against the spread. And then you got them 2-8, I'm sorry, in their last 10 games as well. And they have a first leg of a back-to-back. They play Utah tomorrow. But, and I'll say this, Houston did beat Charlotte 128-119. They were laying 3.5 points back at home on November 1st. So I really want to get there with Houston. I understand nobody want Houston today. Like, I get it. Most people not going to want to play Houston. But the reason why I couldn't pull the trigger is because I needed Jabari Smith Jr. in. I talked about this earlier, right? Like, you want those guys in. Jabari Smith Jr., whether people know it or not, he's one of the better defenders at the power forward position. And Charlotte offense don't really scare me a lot, but you want your best defenders out there. And I think it's evident in the last game where, Jeremy Grant absolutely went bananas against them. So the way I chose to play the game, and I still might get there with Houston. I'll see what goes on with the injury report, but I did play the under. I know Houston defense hasn't necessarily been great, but I'm looking to fade Charlotte as much as I possibly can moving forward. And I want to do so. I just stayed off their team total. I just think both teams not going to be able to score in this spot. Terry Rozier will be missing, of course. He got traded and he's in Miami now. And I think it hurts. Charlotte's offense, per cleaning the glass, their offense ranks in the 15th percentile for points scored per 100 possessions, and they have an offensive rating of just 109.7 across over 1,800 possessions this season. You also got the Rockets that's 2-0 to the under in both games that they were actually favored so far this season, and 3-1 to the under following the overtime game. Got to remember they're coming off that overtime game against the Blazers. And Coach Ime Udoka, I did get a chance to listen to the post-game interview. He said the whole team was pissed. He said the guys are pissed, is what he said at the end of the interview. Both teams are also on the first leg of back-to-back, so they could be saving something. You got both teams that rank bottom 10 in offensive rating and pace over the last 5 games. So give me the under 224 in this spot. Really wanted to get there with Houston as well. I think Houston could win the first quarter, first half, and full game in this spot, but I need Jabari Smith Jr., and I would love to have Tari Eason in as well, but we'll see. I'm sorry, not Tari Eason, Jayshawn Tate, but we'll see how it goes. What are you guys thinking in this one? Also, I see going to the chat. Shadow says, Sengun going to eat. I could definitely see Sengun having a big game. Tariq says, happy Friday, Chris. I took the Mavs money line as well, leaning towards the under. Jay's Prop says, Rockets are not good on the road. He likes the Hornets plus 5.5. Tasha says, neither Houston or Charlotte. Jay's Prop says Levine to Charlotte. Oh man, that would suck for Levine if he ended up in Charlotte. And then Raptors fan says might be stinky, but he likes Jalen Green over 17.5 points. We got to remember, man, like let's not get it twisted. This Charlotte team was the team that we bet against. I didn't give it out officially because I waited too late, but This team just lost to Detroit. We got to keep that in mind, right? I know the Rockets are not good on the road, but I mean Charlotte without I mean they scored 106 points I think in that game against Detroit the other day. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna keep it moving after that. Tariq says I think Houston will still put it together in the fourth quarter, and bet on JC likes LaMelo over his points and assists, who happened to play really bad in that last game against Detroit. Last comment real quick. Vaughn says maybe a play on Nick Richards. He says his rebounds, but he does like Jalen Green threes, over 8 per game last 4. He's due. He's due. Yeah, he could be due. I also just real quick for the Jalen Green lovers. Couldn't talk to anybody off Jalen Green, but I didn't know this, and I wish I had known this. His last game, at Toyota Center was actually bobblehead night. If I would have known that, I would have taken, put a little something on him just off the strength of that. Players love to play, really good basketball on that bobblehead night. So I didn't know that, but it could lead to some ascension for Jalen Green. But I just wanted to kind of mention that real quick. Let's keep going. Next game up, we got Suns and we have Pacers. And this game will be played in Indiana. We see Indiana look really good last night. They blew the doors off the Philadelphia 76ers and killed the under from happening. Eric Gordon is listed as questionable for the Phoenix side. Indy's still going to be without Tyrese Halliburton, but that one day of practice, and I talked about this, man. Rick Carlisle, one of the best coaches in the NBA. I think he has the second most active wins out of behind Coach Pop. And he always going to have his guys playing hard. Indy, not a team you necessarily want to fade. They're 14-9 straight up at home, 13-8-2 against the spread. And this Phoenix team, they are red hot right now. 7 wins in a row. They're 12-7 on the road, straight up 9-1 against the spread. Head-to-head, Phoenix did just beat this team. They won 5 straight overall in the head-to-head matchup. They beat them last week by 7. Although that was a very, very close game all the way through. Then you just see Phoenix going to run in that spot. And I kind of feel like something tells me that could happen again in this spot. Both teams are on the 5th game in 8 nights. Not a spot that I necessarily want to, buy into. And Phoenix they haven't covered numbers, right? Like they're 7-0, but they're only 4-3 against the spread. So, spot wise, it says Phoenix should win this game, just because they are the more rested team here. And I'm not looking to fade Phoenix. I said this morning, but the way Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant are playing right now, it's like they're just kind of taking their turns. And it's big KD nights over the last week, and then you see Devin Booker absolutely explode against Luka Doncic in that last game. So 7-0 in their last 7. They've won 8 of the last 10, 5 straight unders. However, like I said, this is a 5th game in 8 nights. Real quick query that I ran was unrested teams that won as a dog the night before. So far this season, just looking at this season, they're 12-17 against the spread. That's 59% that actually backs Phoenix to win and cover their 4.5 tonight. And you got the Pacers that are just 1-7 against the spread and straight up when they're unrested this season. We know Pacers like to get up and down the floor, and it kind of makes sense to take the Suns just because the Pacers exerted so much energy last night. But the spread at 4.5, it kind of makes sense to play the Suns. They should be able to win the game by 5. That's the way I'm kind of looking at it. But I don't necessarily want to fade the Pacers just because they have been playing so hard. So let's see what you guys are saying in the chat on this one. But if I had to play it, I'd be looking towards another contrarian under, just because Phoenix defense has been showing up. You go back and look at how many points they've been giving up. They've actually been holding teams under their point total. They did it to the last few games. I won't go through the numbers, but the defense has actually been showing up, and they've been talking about it in the post-game interviews as well. And then I'd be looking towards the Suns, but like I said, not wanting to fade Phoenix fade Indiana right now. Let's see. Tasha says she I like Pacers with the points here. David says Pacers money line 1-1 in this series. Okay. Raptors fan says he's on Nurkic over his 10.5 rebounds. Same thing with John Collins. Look from yesterday, going to continue to attack the poor rebounding teams. Could not talk you off. Shout out to Raptors fan. He gave this out yesterday. He said to come in here and take John Collins over his 6.5 rebounds. John Collins had like 13 rebounds yesterday. So could not talk you off for this Nurkic look. Jay's prop says Suns stay hot. -5 is sweat free. Also likes the Pacers team total under 119. He said it's way too high off of back-to-back. Yeah, I could see it, man. I think first half goes over, second half goes under. That's how Phoenix games have been playing. They've been playing a lot of defense, more so in the second half of games. Brian says he took the Suns here with the Pacers on the back-to-back. Tariq says he said, I love seeing the Pacers beating Embiid. That was the look ahead spot. Give me the Suns here. Booker and Bill cooked against the Mavs. Yeah, I could see it. I could definitely see it. I get money. So all the Pacers do is shoot threes. They shoot threes because I don't know if you watch the Pacers play it. All they do is attack the rim. Whoever the ball handler is so hard to stay in front of, TJ McConnell and Nembhard. They just beat you off the dribble. When they get into the paint, all they're doing is looking to kick to the 3-point shooter. So I would agree with this, but they're getting really good looks. And Phoenix can stop that. I think Phoenix got a chance in this game to cover that number. Damani says 151 live viewers. Let's get 100 likes. And I agree. Let's get 100 likes. Let's get 300 likes. I need 500,000 likes. So hit the like button for me if you can. Let's go through a couple more comments before we move on to the next game. Vaughn says he likes KD first quarter points here. Only shot 10 times last game. Unlimited, unselfish star, but I know he won't do that again. And playing his points full game as well. Really difficult, Vaughn, for me to figure out who's going to score. I low-key wanted to take Devin Booker assists under, but I can't do it with the Pacers on the second leg of a back-to-back because Devin Booker has actually been the guy that's been scoring the ball. So it's really difficult for me to try to, give a player prop out because I was looking for a player prop in this game. Let's see. Will says we got burnt last night on the total, but I'm back on the under. I would agree, Will. I would agree. I think it's an under spot, man. I'll probably play it, live versus playing it. That way I don't have to, double dip because whatever goes up, like I always say, must come down. So if these totals start off super high, you might not want to, but you got to trust that the pace is going to slow down. Unless it's the Warriors playing against the Kings and no defense is going to be played, then you just take the over no matter what the total is because no defense was played. I think each team scored like 65 points in every quarter last night in that game. Tariq says YouTube should create a super like. And EQ says Pacers like that run and gun type style. They do, but they have been playing a little bit more defense and a little bit slower pace. They brought it to Philly last night, though. Let's keep going. Next game up, we got the Clippers and Raptors. This line is now 7.5. It was at 7.5 earlier. And check me out. I'm trying to come in here, update the banner, and put an 8 because it went to 8. And now you see it back down to 7.5, depending on where you're shopping. Raptors are shorthanded today. They'll still be without Jakob Poeltl. Also, quickly, I think it's a rib injury I talked about earlier that he's dealing with. And then on the opposite side, for the Clippers, they will be without Zubac as well. Clippers also first leg of a back-to-back. And their first road game in quite a while. 3 straight home games is what they had. Start of an East Coast road trip. But the Clippers are hooping, man. They're 9-10 straight up and against the spread on the road. But a lot of those losses came early. They're 7-3 straight up. 7-3 against the spread in their last 10. Toronto, 3 straight losses, 3 straight non-covers, 3 straight unders. Their offense is kind of falling off a cliff over this last couple games. I want to say they're bottom 5 offensive rated team. And for the love of me, I cannot figure out why the total won't drop. I really want to play the under. And I'm gonna feel like an idiot if the total starts to drop and then I want to get involved. But 236, you got quickly being out. The Clippers have been a pretty good defensive team, and you got 3 straight unders, but somehow and both of these teams are rested. So you would think that both of these teams could focus on defense. You got 3 days of rest for the Clippers versus 2 days of rest for Toronto, and the total keeps going up. No quickly. No PG. I'm not sure why the total is going up. It makes me feel, weird to want to take the under. But if the Clippers really come in here and say, you know what, let's take care of business early. How do they not hold this Toronto team under 113, 114 points? Is my thought process. I think I don't want to play. I don't want to play the Clippers minus the 7.5, but it's the only way I could look. I think this Toronto team without Quickly, without Siakam, without OG Anunoby, having to rely on RJ Barrett and the guards that they have is not necessarily the greatest recipe against this Clippers team, man. The Clippers defense is pretty solid. That's what they kind of hanging their hats on. And if they take the game serious, I'm not sure how serious they take the game, but if they take the game serious, they could lock this team up completely is what I'm thinking. A couple things I looked at was Clippers in the first quarter. I didn't quite get there. I probably won't, but I do think that Toronto, without quickly, could throw things off just a tad bit to start the game. Like that's another adjustment. I know you get Bruce Brown in there, but Clippers, they actually have a +6 first quarter rating as road favorites this season with James Harden in, and a +5 first quarter rating on the road this season, this month with James Harden in. So they've been dominating first quarter specifically. Pretty sure you can get the line at like -2, -2.5. And then trim wise, the Clippers are also 3-1 against the spread their last 4 road games as a favorite, laying 6 points or more. They're allowing just 105.8 points per game, so about 106 points per game in this spot. And for some reason, like I said, I don't know why the total is so high, man. So I lean Toronto, team total under, just kind of staying away from the spread. But I didn't quite get involved, man. Just wanted to kind of give you guys my thoughts. James Harden assists. No way I could talk you off of that, especially if Toronto is going to play super fast. But I'm not getting involved in any player props in this game. You also got Kawhi going back to Canada. No way I could talk you off of that angle either. But something tells me that this game could be a little fishy just with them having, the Boston Celtics potential finals matchup tomorrow. So those are my thoughts there. Let's see what you guys are on in the chat here. Let's see. Midwest Slot Diva, my lady, she says, Financial Friday. Hit the like button, share, comment, show Chris some well-deserved love. And I appreciate that, Midwest Slot Diva. Always say, man, if you guys can hit the like button, it definitely helps the show to grow, helps the algorithm with YouTube as well. Takri says Kawhi is going to cook. We don't know the status of Paul George. He is downgraded to questionable with what is it, a groin? So typically, we say this all the time on the show. I think it's worth repeating right now. Typically, when players start the day not on the injury report, they get added to the injury report, is not necessarily the greatest thing. So if PG said, it wouldn't surprise me at all. Then I think the Clippers have to focus on defense even more because they'll be down a score. We'll see how it goes, though. Brian says Clippers early first quarter, first half. They have the Celtics on deck. They come out quick, and that was my thought process as well. David says Norman Powell Express. Give me threes and points. I don't care. Norman Powell is my best bet. And if PG doesn't play, I will be probably putting a little something on Norman Powell in the spot as well. I get money, says he bet Kawhi over 10.5 points plus assists. I know he had a triple-double in that last game. Could not talk you off. Shadow says Trae Young has a minutes restriction off that concussion. I didn't see that. Yeah, he does. We'll have a minutes restriction tonight. I appreciate you sharing, but it doesn't really impact me a lot at all. Let's see. Tariq says, man, I want to take the Raptors plus the points. The Clippers have a look ahead and to the travel. But they do have 3 days off. So we'll see how locked in Tyloo has those boys today. Jay's prop says no PG. I like Harden over 29.5 points and assists. I can't get jiggy with the spread. That's funny. He said he can't get jiggy with the spread. So Paul George hasn't been ruled out yet. That's the first thing to talk about here, Jays. But I could see it if he is in there. Who they says Kawhi could ball out against his old squad. I get money. Zubac is not ruled in. Brian says he did take that team total under for Toronto at 114. He says he hoped they do play defense. Let's get it. Yeah, Markel. I think first quarter, first half is the right spot for the Clippers here. I didn't play it, but that's the way I would look at this game as well. What else y'all on here? What else? We got anything else? Raptors fan says he's leaning James Harden over 2.5 threes. And Seymour Cash says, I'm a little late, but shout out to Son that put me on John Collins over 6.5 rebounds yesterday. He says he covered in the first half. That's why you watch the show, man. That's why y'all drop y'all best bets as well. I appreciate y'all for doing so. What up, Fremont? Appreciate you for tapping in as well, my brother. Hope everything is going well with you. We got 4 more games to get through. Let's move on to the next one. Eric Gordon is available and listed as in after missing the last couple games. So let's go to Memphis. We're going to the Grizzlies. They will be hosting the Orlando Magic today. This line open 5.5. Well, open 5 actually. It's up to 6.5, depending on where you shop. Total hasn't really moved. It opened at 213. It's down to 212.5, but hasn't really moved. I thought this total would move a little bit more. I think some people are just scared to play unders, but I get it. I totally get it. It can bite you for sure. So injury report first and foremost. Orlando should have a fully healthy squad. We know that they just got back Franz Wagner a couple games ago, and I think that's means a lot, right? We saw this team really, really struggle to score the ball without Franz here in their last couple games, and they absolutely got smoked as well. Last time the Orlando Magic played, they lost 126-99. We were on the Cleveland Cavaliers in that spot, so they lost by 27. It was a fatigue spot, and now I think it was the second leg of a back-to-back as well. It was a bad rest advantage spot for them. So now 3 days off, and you get them as a favorite. They're actually 3-0 straight up and against the spread as road favorites this season. 14-9 against the spread on the road as well. Orlando, don't look now. One of the most profitable teams that you actually can take, on the road. This team plays hard. They play for Coach Jamal Mosley. They play for themselves. And you got a Memphis team that's 4-15 at home. I know for some reason they've been winning games. They've been covering games, but I think it stops tonight, man. I gave this play out earlier today. And I took Memphis in this spot minus the 5. I'm sorry, I took Orlando in this spot minus the 5. Give me the Magic. Head-to-head, Memphis has actually won the last 4 games, but this is the first meeting this season. So Orlando got a nice spot to get right. They also don't have a game tomorrow. They do host Phoenix on Sunday. And for Memphis, typically a spot you want to fade. First game back home after a 4-game road trip. They have won back-to-back games against the Miami Heat and Toronto Raptors, but at home, they've been one of the worst teams, 5-14 against the spread. Kind of like Atlanta Hawks. They're not a good team that you want to back, specifically at home. So I like Orlando in this spot, man. I think it's a big win for Orlando to get right, especially after losing that game and getting some days off. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat here. S. Dot says, "What's up, Chris?" He says, what team is on my hell no bet list? Probably your Miami Heat, if I had to guess, S. Dot, because them boys look bad. Jermaine says Friday night, not the same basketball. Markel says I'm on the under and Magic first half and full game. I like it, Markel. I forgot to go over the total. I'm also on the under. I'm right there with you, Markel. I did take the under 212.5 in this spot. As far as notes go, both of these teams are, bottom 5 in pace. Both of these teams are, really good defensively over the last 5 games. And neither team is playing great offense. If Memphis is going to keep this game close at all, it's going to be because of their defense. You got guys out there, Luke Kennard, John Conchar, Vince Williams Jr., Gigi Jackson off the bench. Those guys are playing well, but I think Orlando comes in here and really shuts their offense off completely. So I like the Magic team total. I'm sorry, the Grizzlies team total to go under, but I did play the full under at 212.5. Right there with you, Markel. Like he's on the Magic first half too. I probably should add it, but I have not. Robkin says he likes Franz over his 18.5 points. Think it's a really good spot there. S. Dot says 165 people watching, but only 80 likes. Takes 1 second. Take 1 second and hit the like button, man. And I appreciate that, S. Dot. Definitely hit the like button for me if you guys can. Vaughn says he loves the under for the Grizzlies in the Magic game. Not touching the spread, though. The Grizz been trying to play spoiler for over the last few games. They have, but I think it runs out tonight, Vaughn. But definitely with you on the under there. I Get Money says, let's see. I Get Money says, you, J Money, and Ski like the Magic. Hey, that sounds amazing. If I'm lying with Ski and Jay, I'll take it. I'll take it every time. Taylor says Magic Suns 2-legger plus 120. Coop says favorite play of the day, Wendell Carter Jr. over his 20.5 points plus rebounds. He says Wendell is looking like himself again since the injury. Since he's back from the injury and started against the Memphis team that is bottom 5 in rebounding. This is a really good look, Coop. They really do struggle to rebound the basketball. Jay says wanted to take Orlando -6, but Memphis got down on me against Miami the other day. Scared to fade them currently. Parrot Magic money line with the Bucks money line. Ugh, that's kind of gross, but we'll see how it goes, Jays. I don't like the Magic. I don't like the Bucks today. David says everyone had Westbrook and Powell props except ESPN bet. Yeah, PG will sit. Rush triple-double. Cough, cough. Okay, we'll see how it goes. Tariq likes the Magic here. Brian says he got the Magic 5.5 this morning. Revenge time for Magic. They got to smack them boys up. We'll see how it goes. I'm with you there. Raptors fan says, I like Wendell Carter Jr. over his 8.5 rebounds in this game. And Tactic, I put you in timeout, man. You deserve to be in timeout. Stop with the foolishness, bro. We here to talk about NBA games, not clapping girls or whatever it is that you're talking about. Next time you will be banned, but I'm gonna just put you in timeout right now, just so you know. Let's see. Ground Forever says Luke Kennard threes. He likes that spot. Couldn't talk you off. He should shoot a ton. And we'll keep it moving because I think that's the last comment. So a couple more games. We got 3 more games to get to, but give me the Magic minus the 5.5. I still like the 6 because I got it at 5. I don't think it's going to be that close of a game. And then also the Thunder. And the under 212.5. I did go. I put both of those in earlier today and gave those plays out earlier for people who watched the morning show. Next game up, we got Thunder and we got Pelicans. So this is the injury report manipulation game of the day. I thought it was going to be something else, man. OKC don't got nobody on the injury report. SGA, Giddey, Dort, J-Dub, Chet Holmgren, all those guys off the bench, Carson. This team is stacked, man. Isaiah Joe. And the Pelicans added Zion to the injury report. And you see the line move. Let's see. Memphis is now... OKC is now shifted to be the favorite. This line actually opened with the Pelicans laying 2, and I should update the banner just so you guys can see that. They are not 1-point favorites anymore. Even though the line had already come down this morning, they are now 1.5-point dogs at the crib. So you actually, like the Pelicans, you can get in on some plus money for the Pelicans on the money line. You should be able to. So talking about the game, like I said, it was a clean injury report. OKC. They thrive in this spot, man. And I don't think that they're necessarily in the greatest spot. Like this is a really difficult game to cap. I'll tell you guys that first and foremost. The reason why I don't like OKC as much is because it's the 3rd game in 4 nights. They did, however, handle the Pelicans. They did, however, handle San Antonio pretty easily in that last game. And it's a short travel from San Antonio to New Orleans. It's also the last game of a 4-game homestand for the Pelicans here. So OKC, I get so caught up in like handicapping the games throughout the daily basis, but sometimes you got to like take a step back. And I had a chance to take a step back yesterday. The Thunder, no matter what the number is, like we remember them covering a lot of games last year. If you've been betting on basketball, they are still the best ATS team in the league. 14-8 straight up. On the road, 13-9 against the spread on the road. And the Pelicans, they're a really good team at home, 14-9 straight up and against the spread at home as well. Head-to-head, the Pelicans did beat them back on November. I think it was like early November. They beat them at the beginning of the season as 3.5-point dogs in OKC. The Pelicans have been a little bit more inconsistent, though, right? I talked about this earlier. They win a game, they lose a game. They win a game, they lose a game. If you go through and look at the recent game logs, the teams that they've been losing to are the playoff teams. The teams that they haven't been losing to and they've been smacking, but the teams that's not in the playoffs, right? They beat Charlotte like really, really bad. Franchise record in 3-pointers. And then what happened? Then they lose, right? And then what happens after that? They beat the Jazz, right? So, I mean, they lose to – who did they lose to? They lose to the Suns. Got smoked by the Suns. Then they bounce back and they beat the Jazz. So I'm looking for some consistency from this Pelicans team, man. I think – one of the things I looked at was the Pelicans when they were short home favorites, which they aren't favorites anymore, but it's still kind of applicable here. When the line is less than 3, so when they're expected to win by 1 possession, they're actually just 2 and 3 straight up and against the spread. And in that same scenario, the Thunder, when they were short road dogs, which they're favorites now, they're 5 and 3 straight up and 5-2 and 1 against the spread. So I'm not fading the Thunder. I've seen this team go into too many different gyms where they're not supposed to win, a la, Denver twice already this season, a la Golden State. Well, I don't know about Golden State. A la, what else did they were they not supposed to win? Minnesota last weekend, and they just continue to play really, really good basketball. So I'm not in the business of fading the Thunder. I do think that the Pelicans have the matchup advantages, but you need Zion in. So I think you kind of got to wait for this one, depending on what what it is that you want to play. The Pelicans also got a game tomorrow. They actually play against the Bucks tomorrow in Milwaukee. And we know what happened in non-conference games for the Pelicans. They don't care. They don't care about those games. So if you like the Bucks, if the Bucks get smoked tonight to the Cavs, you probably want to back the Bucks tomorrow, because the Pelicans probably going to rest 3-4 players. We know the injury report gets super crazy on the weekend, and the injury report not going to come out until late. So when that line look a little fishy and you wonder why the Bucks land so many points, it's going to be because the Pelicans, they probably end up resting guys if everybody gives it a go here. So no play for me. This will be a game I'll sit and watch, maybe something live. Lean towards the under. The total did, what did it do? It actually came down just a tad bit. It was at 239.5. These are two really good defensive teams, even though the Pelicans haven't been bringing their defense as of late. So I'll stay off the game, but lean towards the under, contrarian under. And I don't know, man. I think I'll be taking the points with the Thunder here. That's just how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. Let's see what you guys are here. David says, Chris got them Keenan Thompson memes. I'm not even sure what that means. Tariq says 101 likes. You guys are doing better. Shout out to Tariq and everybody who hit the like button. Sean says happy Friday. Let's make some cash. What's up to my guy Justin? Brian says Thunder +2. He likes the Thunder. He says last six against New Orleans. Last six against New Orleans against the spread winner. When I jump off them, I regret it, and then they just keep winning. He says, let's go. So we'll see how it goes here, Brian. I Get Money says, what stat favors Luka based on what Atlanta defense gives up to point guards? His points tonight, 35.5. That's really high. I think it was 36.5. No, I think it was 34.5. I can't. 35.5 is a lot of points. That's too many. Maybe look at Tim Hardaway Jr. He's a much better alternative. Take Tim Hardaway Jr. at 25 before you take Luka at 35, is my opinion. But Luka will want to play good. We got to remember he was traded on draft night in that trade with the Atlanta Hawks. So we'll see. Coop says Thunder has been the best ATS team since I started sports gambling 3 years ago. And that is a fact, Coop. That is a fact. It don't matter if they're at home, on the road, they're dogs, they're favorites. They cover on the second leg of back-to-backs, every situation you could think of. Let's see. Vaughn says trade threes, like his attempts last few games, should be a close game. Let's see. Brent says, yo, keep up the great work. Even as a native ATLian, always fade the Hawks. Love the Suns and the Pels Thunder to go over today. Dwight says, what up, Chris? Last night was good for me. Let's keep it going. Let's see what else we got. Jay says the only play here is Zion over 21 points, hoping he plays. Neither Giddey or Jalen can guard him. Also, like his assists, because they might have to double team him, and that makes a lot of sense here, Jay. I have seen this assist line continue to trickle up because he has been a little bit more of a ball handler here. Dgent also agrees. He says point Zion assist. Tariq says he took the OKC Thunder this morning +2 based on the Pelicans. Hopefully, looking ahead to the Bucks. I don't know, Tariq. You got to remember last year the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Pelicans actually played in that in-season tournament game. Remember, it was OKC who beat the Pelicans in that game. I want to say so. Yeah, OKC beat them. I think that they always have the game circle when they play against the Thunder, but we'll see how it goes. Jayshawn Tate is active, Mr. Nice Guy says. I did not get that notification. Let me just check real quick. Jayshawn Tate. Oh, man, Jabari Smith Jr. got rolled out. I do not like that. I do not like that at all for the Charlotte Hornet game tonight. Man, okay. Let's see. Raptors fan says thoughts on the first half to go over 122.5. I think so, Raptors fan. If I think this game starts off with a lot of points and then you see it kind of slow down towards the end, I would agree there. What else we got? Quiet Money Will says, "What's up, Chris? AKA the Undertaker. What you think about CJ over his points? I got it early at 17.5. Yeah, CJ hasn't been much of a facilitator lately. He's looking like a shooting guard out there. So I could agree with this. Brandon Ingram has been playing more point. Zion been, getting other guys involved as well. So yeah, CJ catch and shoot. He letting that thing go for sure. And it's gonna be needed tonight. So could not talk you off of this, Quiet Money Will. What's up to my guy Justin? He just became the other member that you can be on the channel. Appreciate you, Justin. Let's see. What else we got? Call me Aries real quick before we get to the next game. He says, Pelicans are my team, but Pels are horrible with leads. And OKC are a good team to come back from being down. He says he'll take the Pelicans in the first half and OKC on the money line. Okay. LA Mackin says, what's the reason for Dallas going to 1.5? Because Kyrie got ruled out, LA Mackin, and Trae Young got ruled in, and Clint Capella probably gonna play it, and Clint Capella got ruled in. So you got a lot of different things going on in that game. Uncle Jeff starting now, Tony Bay says. I'm not sure if Uncle Jeff's gonna start, but he will be in that finishing lineup. He's been finishing games and he looks great, man. Shout out to Jeff Green. Uncle Jeff been hooping, dunking, blocking people's shots. I've been watching him. I've definitely been watching him. Plus Money Bet says Tim Hardaway Jr. points might be good. He used to play for the Hawks. And that's what we got there. Markel asking about hoodies. I got plenty of hoodies, Markel. Just let me know what your size is, my brother. I can get you a hoodie. ChrisBeCappinn hoodie. I only got black right now, but yeah, I got plenty of hoodies. Let's go on. We got 2 more games left. Next game, we got Cavs, we got Bucks. This game will be played in Milwaukee, and it's the same matchup we had earlier. You see the line come back down. It's crazy because the Bucks fired a coach and Adrian Griffin up out of there. Not sure if Doc Rivers is going to be the coach on the sideline tonight or not. They're still going to have an intern, but they win the game and cover, and the line gets shorter, right? Remember, the line was a little bit it was a longer line that you had a little bit more you had to pay for the Bucks in that last game, but the total's still kind of about the same. Cavs actually down to 5.5 now, and I do think they're the right side. I think that they're going to bounce back. I listened a little half-heartedly, not completely, to JB Bickerstaff. He said he expected them to, kind of punch first in that game. And he thinks his team comes back and they punch back. We got to remember, we've been making a lot of money with the Cleveland Cavaliers. This team is 7-3 against the spread in their last 10. They will be without Tristan Thompson for the second straight game. But I mean, the Milwaukee Bucks are 9-13-1 against the spread, 2 at home specifically, and 2-8 against the spread in the last 10. It's still that defense. I don't think Doc Rivers is about to get out there and do any defensive slides that's going to stop Donovan Mitchell or any of those guys from being able to score. The Cavs also don't play again until Monday at home when they play against the Clippers. In Milwaukee, I just mentioned this, but they're on the first leg of a back-to-back with the Pelicans tomorrow. So the spot says the Cavs. I haven't bet them yet, but that's the only way I would look at this game. And if I'm playing the total, it'd probably be a team total over for me, and it will be Cavs team total over. I do think the Bucks are still going to try to get out, run, push the pace as much as they possibly can. I just really don't think that they can stop the Cleveland Cavaliers from scoring. So even if the Cavs don't, even if the Bucks are able to score, I don't think that the Cavaliers are going to be able to. I don't think the Bucks are going to be able to stop anybody. So 238.5. That's what 117. I'm sorry, 116. 116 divided by 2 is what? I'm sorry, 116 plus 2, like 118.5. I think the Bucks score. I think the Cavs score 120 points in this spot. So I like the Cavs team total. I didn't get involved in this game though, just for transparency purposes. Just to let you guys know, I didn't get involved in the game, but if I'm playing it, I'm taking the points with the Cavs, and I'm looking at the Cavs to go over their team total. Still fading this Bucks defense. I do not think it's that good. Let's see what you guys are seeing here. Jim said, y'all need a Discord. I do not want a Discord. I don't have enough time throughout the day, man. Y'all be looking for me in the Discord. That's why I never created one. I don't have enough time to run the Discord. Let's see. What else we like in here? David says, I need a hoodie. 3XL. I think I got some 3XLs too. He says he's 7 foot. God damn, I'm 6'2". David said he's 7 foot. You need a 3X. Yeah, I gotta work on that one, David. Shoot me a DM, man. I might be able to hook you up. Let's see what else we say. So Shadow says, what do you think about Giannis over his 19.5 rebounds and assists? He always seems to have a big game rebounding against the Cavs. He'll need to. I know he had a triple-double in that last game as well. And I'm not sure how they're going to, slow him down, especially when you lose Tristan Thompson, man. I thought that was a big loss for them, especially anchoring that second unit when Jared Allen goes to the bench. So we'll see how it goes. I couldn't talk you off of this look at all. Tariq says, is Houston trying to give away the game with Jabari out? They should be motivated after the Detroit loss. Bad call. I agree with this as well. I think, Jabari being so young, you don't really want to mess with ankles. He probably tried to test it out, decided not to give it a go. Hopefully he plays tomorrow against Brooklyn. We'll see how that one goes. Rioso Goldie says he plus money Jalen Green, 20 points, over 17.5 versus the Hornets. They ain't got no defense, so we'll see how that one goes. J Prop says, I feel like these teams played 20 times already. Cavs win at the crib, Bucks win at theirs. Maybe Giannis and Donovan Mitchell 30 for 30. I could definitely see both of them scoring 30 tonight. Absolutely. And this is the fourth and final matchup. The Cavs did win the home game, and the Bucks actually won. The Bucks actually won the first two games, I think. So this is the fourth game. Bucks won the first two. Cavs got their revenge, and then this is the fourth game of the two. It is a divisional matchup. We got to remember that. Let's see. SK says Dame selected as All-Star starter ahead of Donovan Mitchell. Statement game coming? I think every game is a statement game for Donovan Mitchell. I mean, that's the way he plays. So I could definitely see this. And I don't agree. Dame is actually one of my favorite players in the NBA, but not this season specifically. I like Dame as a rapper. I like him as a baller. I like him as a person. But I don't agree with him starting in the All-Star game. I think it's a lot of great guards in the Eastern Conference, and he probably could have been third, honestly. We'll see how it goes, though. Vaughn says favorite player tonight is Spider. Points. He says coming off a game where he only shot 10 for 24, 2 for 11 from the three-point line, 2-unit play for him, and he sprinkled on his threes as well. And I agree with that. Tariq says he agrees with your take on with my take on the Bucks game. Waiting for the game as well. If Giannis gets ruled in, it'll definitely change some things. And bet by Itachi, my guy, he says he'll be on that Cavs team total over as well. He likes that one. It's on my short list. I haven't bet it yet. Call Me Eric says run the Donovan Mitchell threes back. He likes him over 3.5. And Raptors fan says Donovan Mitchell points and assists over 38.5 is what I'm liking. Haven't played it yet, but guards versus the Bucks is always a good look. No way I could talk you off of that at all. Let's see. It was something else that I wanted to mention real quick. If you play the team total, Taylor, you definitely stay away from the spread. You don't have to worry about it. Just the Cavs to be able to score points. And they scored 37 points in the fourth quarter of that game. So I definitely like that look. It was one trend I wanted to mention real quick, going back to, and I think it's not as applicable now, but I wanted to shout out Itachi. Oh, I know what it was. It was the Raptors game. Going back to the Raptors and Hornets game real quick. Itachi shared something on the morning show that I thought was pretty interesting. And I just wanted to, kind of double check. As we get some injury news, we got Tobias and Maxey listed as questionable for tomorrow. That whole team questionable for tomorrow game against Denver. We'll see how that turns out. I know what it was. All right, so shout out to Itachi. He actually mentioned this morning. Going back to the Rockets game, since 2015, these are numbers that I found. Since 2015, road favorites, which the Rockets are, off a previous loss as a favorite, and the game went to overtime, those teams are 31, 9, and 2 against the spread. That's 75.5% says that the Rockets win and they cover the number. 25, 15, and 2 to the under. That's 62% says that the game goes under. And that's why I played the under in that game. Under 223.5. I don't like it as much with Jabari Smith not being in, but I am grateful. I'm thankful that Jayshawn Tate is in because I had already played it earlier. So, Houston defense not as good without Jabari Smith Jr. Let's go to the last game. Let's spend about 45 seconds on this one before we get up out of here. We got the Blazers. They are getting, what is it? I think it's 3.5 points. I think the line did move. So 3.5. You guys see 3 here. I don't think that this is the most attractive. I know it's actually the least attractive game on the board for today, but I do kind of feel like I talked about this earlier and sent it out to the members as well. I didn't play it, but it does kind of feel like, at least to me anyway, it definitely kind of feels like a San Antonio spot. I know that they haven't been winning games. They've actually been getting smoked, but to me, I'm looking at the signs for the game. You got Portland potentially resting Malcolm Brogdon. He's a big part of that offense, questionable with a knee injury. Not sure if he's going to play. And then San Antonio, they rested Trey Jones to get smoked on national TV against the Thunder the other day, and that's exactly what happened. You can't play San Antonio without Trey Jones, and he's listed as questionable. He actually went through shoot-around. So those two things for me tell me that Portland probably don't want to win this game, and that San Antonio does want to win this game. It's really weird to see San Antonio land points at home against anybody, especially a team that has more, less wins than they, a team that has more wins than they do. But it's not a favorable spot for the Blazers here. It's the third game in 4 nights, a fourth game in 6 nights, coming off the overtime game. All of those games were on the road, and the last game of a 4-game road trip. Not a spot that you necessarily want to play on. We know that the Spurs are only 3-17 straight up, 9-11 against the spread at home, but they are 7-3 against the 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 games. In Portland, 6-19 on the road. So if I'm playing the game, especially with the spread so small, I'm probably looking at the money line for San Antonio, but couldn't talk anybody off the team total to go over. I need Brogdon out, and I need Trey Jones in. Those are my thoughts on the game. That's just real quick and simple. Really want to get there with the Spurs, but I'll probably, take that money, do something else with it. And this is a really good look as well. Tasha says, going back to the YouTube chat, she likes the Spurs early. And that's typically when they play their best basketball. So she took the Spurs first half minus the 1.5, and I could not talk you off of that at all. Let's go back to the comments real quick. Let's see. Quiet Money Will says, going back to the last game, he took Jared Allen over 16.5. And Giannis under 51.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He says he has too much is possible, but I think the Cavs get up for this one. And I would agree. I don't know if Giannis doesn't go off, but I agree with this sentiment. Let's see. Tariq says, Chris, how about this look? The Cavs to win the fourth quarter. Well, it depends, Tariq. I don't like giving out these. I don't like playing these numbers before the game. But, if it's something that you can find that support it, my brother, especially if you think like they're going to be down and they're going to be fighting from behind, couldn't talk you off at all. Let's see. I get money likes Wemby in this spot. Dwight says he's agreed. He thinks it's a San Antonio spot. Scotty says he's on Aiden today. Spurs are soft inside. Played the double-double at minus 115. He's 12 for 12. His 12 and 12 is plus 210, and his 15 and 15 is plus 750 on DraftKings. It's not a bad look, Scotty. Not a bad look at all. They are absolutely trash. It just really depends on what version of Aiden are you gonna get? You gonna get the one that didn't want to clean his driveway the other day and didn't want to come out for the ice that was on the ground? Or you gonna get the one that dominated Sengun the other day? It's two versions of DeAndre Ayton. He could be the Joel Embiid, right? The 70-point, well, not Joel Embiid, but he could, play with that energy and effort and absolutely dominate, cash this plus 750 for you. Or he could finish the game with, 8 points on, 2 for 5 shooting, a couple free throws, and get 9 rebounds. So I hope he cashes for you, Scotty. I like the look a lot. It's definitely worth a little sprinkle for sure. Atachi says on the Spurs here, he likes the Spurs. Tariq likes the Spurs first half. Vaughn likes Scoot. He says 22 and 25 points in the matchup versus the Spurs so far this season. It's that whole rookie thing. He gets up, man. Rookies going to get up when they're playing against rookies that were selected above them. So I couldn't talk you off of this look, Vaughn, especially if Malcolm Brogdon gets ruled out. Like that look a lot. Jay's Prop says, I fade Aiden. He's soft every chance I get. Spurs -3 and Wemby over 2.5 blocks. And then let's see. I Get Money says, when Scoot had those point totals, was Simons in? I'm pretty sure he was. But you can tell. You just watch Malcolm Brogdon news. Just pay attention to the Brogdon news. If Brogdon doesn't play, there's so many more minutes for Scoot Henderson against the worst defense in the Wizards do play in the NBA as well, but against one of the worst defenses in the league. Dollar J says, how do you feel about the full game under? I can't play under in the Spurs game. I know the Blazers are the worst offense in the league, but I can't quite get there in the Spurs game. It just two totally different teams. One that like to play slow, one that like to play fast. And you got to think about the tanking aspect of this game too. Who really wants to lose this game the most? Because they probably won't play great offense. We'll see how it goes though. Raptors fan says he's on Wemby over his 1.5 threes. He hit this line in 3 of his last 4. And he hit it in the last game against the Trailblazers. Could not talk you off of Wemby over his threes here. Tamari says San Antonio 2-0 as home favorites. We did cash on them against Charlotte a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, that's it. I didn't even look into this. Or 1991 says, how confident are you about the Mavs today? Top player today? I played the Magic. I'm sorry, not the Mavs, the Magic. I played the Magic the same way I played the total that I talked about in that same game, and I played the Magic the same way that I played the total in the Charlotte game. I probably shouldn't have because I thought Jabari Smith Jr. was going to be ruled in, but it is my favorite spread of the day. I will tell you that. Definitely my favorite spread of the day. I got it at -5.5, -5 this morning. I forgot what number I got, but yeah, I like the 6 right now as well. Fremont says, give me the Hawks Pacers tonight. He likes the Hawks and the Pacers. He's taking the dog and a favorite. And then Yeah, I could definitely see this. And my guy Win, reminding everybody to hit the like button for me. Appreciate you, OG Win. And that's the slate, man. Hour and 56 minutes. That took way too long. Probably just going through all these different comments, wanting to see what you guys were on. But top looks for me. I'll give them all to you guys real quick and let you guys know what I bet as well. We do got lines steady moving. So Houston, Charlotte under 224. Don't feel as confident without Jabari Smith Jr. being ruled in, but I thought he was going to play. He was listed as probable, so I did play that. Orlando minus the 5 is what I got. It was minus 108 on Unibet when I put it in. And then Orlando, Memphis under 212.5 as well. I said this earlier. I think this game could be one of those games where, first team to 105 wins the game. I don't know if Memphis scores 100 points tonight. I think Orlando's defensive intensity is going to be that good. I also think that Memphis is just going to struggle to score, especially with Wendell Carter Jr. being back. 3 days to work through different things, and their defense travels, man. They play hard and for each other and for their coach, Coach Mosley. So I really like Memphis team total to go under, but I just played the full game under. Strong leans that I had that I did not get to the window with, I got written down. I got Houston first quarter, first half, which I'm definitely not playing without Jabari Smith Jr. This was from earlier. Dallas against the spread, I wrote down waiting on Trae Young and Kyrie Irving news, but I still like Dallas. Probably not going to get there with them. And then the Toronto team total under 113.5. I think that is probably my favorite team total to go under look, of course, with the Memphis Grizzlies. I think both of those teams get held under their point total today. And then Cavs, their team total over. I talked about it. 117, 116, 118, whatever that number is. I think the Cavs come out and ball today. So those are the top looks on the board for me, man. Y'all hit the like button for me if you can. If anybody got any plays they want to share over on Twitter, hit the request button so I can get you guys up before we get out of here. Let's go back to the comment section real quick. Brian says, thanks, Chris. Strong work, digging in the stats. It's a great help. Let's get it today. Good luck to everybody. Appreciate you as well, Brian. Best of luck to you as well. Shout out to my guy, Jamie. Best of luck to you as well. Or 1991 says, watching you from Israel. Wow. Shout out to the content. He says, shout out. Thanks for the content. That's the first person I think I ever heard say they watching from Israel. I didn't even know you could bet in Israel. That's dope, bro. Appreciate you for tapping in, man. Let's go. Will, he says, I also took Siakam 6 assists at plus 160. He had 7 last game. He played them, and watching the game last night, he plays the point forward role also. Suns have been giving up 8 assists or more to opposing players last 8 to 10 games. Paul George is ruled in today. Looks like he is going to play. Just a little manipulation on the injury report there. He will be available for the Clippers in Toronto tonight. What else we like? That is all we like. And I don't have any requests over on Twitter. So that's going to be the show. I'm not sure how many likes I got, but run this up and I'll do a show for you guys tomorrow. I'll go through the card and do a show probably tonight, honestly. Just so I can be free tomorrow. I like looking at the games ahead, and we do have a big slate tomorrow. We got 10 games tomorrow. So yes, definitely gonna be some spots to like. Best of luck to you guys on all your action today. Oh, you know what? Hold on. We got one. Gotta get my brother up here. Let's hear from Dream real quick before we shut the thing down for today, man. Dream, what's going on, my brother? Talk to me. How you doing?
My boy, I didn't know you was asking for requests. My fault.
You had anything you wanted to share? I know it's a big slate. I know you probably got a couple looks. What you liking for today?
I mean, a couple. Tomorrow is really where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow is one of the best slates of the year, in my opinion.
Okay.
But yeah, Wemby Block, really like him. Maybe one of your people in the chat spoke on it, but I think they laterable. You don't got the best value on them. I mean, you could play 5 plus 360, use it as like a parlay piece or a blunt money bet, but the base is 2.5 minus 150. You can find something to put that with. But yeah, basically, 7 last time he played Portland. Chet in the last 5 games, Chet had 6, Miles Turner had 5, and Christian Wood had 3 off of the bench. Versus Portland, they give up the 3rd most blocks a game. They get their shit blocked the 3rd most out of the team. I don't know what to say. If they give it up or they allow, whatever. It's 6 a game they give up. So, really, really like Wemby blocks. And I don't know if Brogdon's gonna play, but if Brogdon play, I love his threes, 4 or 5 threes. So far against the Spurs. And if Brogdon don't play, then you got to look at Scoot. He got a dub both times he played them. I think 25 actually. Both times he played them. I think he started both games. They were back-to-back nights because Wemby sat the second one. He had a dub in the first game because I bet his double-double, and then I didn't bet his double-double the second game, and he had another dub and 12 assists. So I remember that well. So yeah, just some looks, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, Dream. Y'all check Dream out, man. I always shout Dream out, but I'm gonna continue to do so, man. Blunt Money Bets over on YouTube. Dream dropping, the craziest of looks that do be cashing, plus money plays. I know a lot of people in the, trying to get the value. I'm not. I just want to win a straight bet. But Dream over there, he doing a good job of that, man. So shout out to Dream for coming in, sharing his time with us and sharing his looks as well. Best of luck tonight, man. I think that's gonna be it. Going back through the chat real quick, Tariq says, Chris, I'm taking your team tomorrow, the Knicks. if you bet the Knicks, man, best of luck. I hope they dogs again. I wouldn't be laying no points with the Knicks. Who the Knicks play? They play the Heat. Laying 5 tomorrow. Looks like the Knicks are versus the Heat. I'll jump into that game a little bit later tonight. Best of luck to everybody that's in the chat, man. Shout out to Dream for coming through. Do me one quick favor, hit the like button for me if you can on your way out, man. I hope you guys cash all your tickets tonight. Let's get a little bit. I ain't gonna say let's get rich. I'm gonna say let's get a little wealthier, man. Let's see if we can get a little wealthier tonight. I like that a little bit better. Best of luck to y'all, man.